from outside. Welcome to Virginia. We have a 45-minute class today, focusing on hips and hamstrings. For the most part, we'll move through a couple vinyasas. We'll focus on breathing. We'll have all that yoga stuff that starts the day off right. And so I encourage you, just as you settle down, as you find your mat, as you find your block, as you find yourself, to connect with your breath. And this is just what you do before class starts. How do you check in with your body, with all of the connections your mind is capable of making? And how do you kind of retool, reconfigure, rewire just towards the next 45 minutes? Because your only job this next 45 minutes, no matter what we're doing with our body, your only job is to breathe. That's it. Let's begin to breathe together. And to do that, we find our seat. So reach under yourself, find a little spot on your thigh and rotate the flesh on your thigh and your upper thigh and the bones, the flesh under your sits bones. Rotate that outwards to find a little bit more connection with the ground. Inhale, bring the shoulders up to the earlobes. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together and down. Take a couple more breaths like that, in and out. Inviting yourself to link breath and movement in and out. And then only you will know when it's right for you to settle in, to settle down, to mellow. This morning I'd like you to start your breathing and your connection by beginning to scan all the places that your body is touching the ground. What can you do on your next exhalation to let go? What can you release? How can you use your breath not only as sustenance, but as a tool for engagement and for release? Filling your body up with breath. As you inhale, reach the crown of the head up towards the sky. As you exhale, release some muscles around your ankles. Inhale from the tailbone, build up your spine. As you exhale, ground down. Drawing more breath in. Releasing more breath out. And drawing the palms together in front of the heart. Press palm to palm, let the elbows come wide. Inhale, bow the head down towards yourself, towards the ground. Releasing as you exhale. Inhale, let the left hand come wider than the left hip. Reach the right arm around and over. Left elbow pulls into the left side. Inhale here, drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Exhale, bring the right arm parallel to the ground. Move it up and down, in and out, releasing that shoulder a little bit, finding a moment of tension, a spot of tension, breathing into it. And then to come up, bring your left fingertips to your left temple, pull yourself up to seated. Give yourself an assist. Interlace the fingers in front of the heart. Push the palms forward. Let yourself find a little bit of cat pose in your back, a little bit of arch. Shift side to side. Let yourself get a little intuitive with your breath here, with your movement. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, float the right arm down by the right side. Bend the right elbow into the right side body. And let the left arm reach up and over, dropping the right ear by the right shoulder. Take a breath here in, ground through the hips. Reach and stretch all the way through the side body. And then let your breath become part of your reach as you inhale. Expand as you exhale. Let the left arm become parallel to the ground. Raise it, lower it. And then bring the fingertips to the temple. Help yourself back up to seated. Beautiful. Extend both legs forward. Dandasana, staff pose. Locking the ankles, bringing the toes up, and then let the fingertips come to either side of the hips. Inhale here. Exhale, fire up the legs. One more inhale here. And with an exhale, walk the fingertips back, bring the big toes to touch, let the knees bend in. Inhale to lift the ankles off the ground. Exhale, let the palms extend forward. Inhale, draw the arms into the shoulder sockets. Keep the ankles lifted, at least parallel with the knees, if not higher. And then cross the ankles, roll over, and find yourself on hands and knees. Let the wrists be under the shoulders, let the knees come under the hips. Press into every knuckle of the hands. And inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone. Exhale, pull the belly button back up towards the spine. Inhale, begin to get your hips interested in what you're doing, maybe shifting side to side. Exhale. Where does your body want a little more flow, a little bit more action, a little bit more interaction? Inhaling to lift, finding your cow pose. Exhale to arch back. Beautiful. One hand comes forward. Tuck the toes underneath. Keep the belly engaged and lift the knees off the ground. Just keep the knees here for a couple seconds. Almost like a bear crawl, but with your arms a little forward. From here, pull the hips back and up. Pull the heart towards the thighs, and then peel the heels towards the ground. Maybe your heels touch all the way. Maybe they aren't yet there. How fully can you breathe right now? In and out. What distraction can be replaced by your breath right now? Let the eyes become quiet. Relaxing muscles of the face. Inhale, look in between the hands. Exhale, step all the way to the front of the mat. Crown of the head comes down. Beautiful. Shaking the head, yes. Shaking the head, no. Inhale, hands to shins. Halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale from your flat back into a forward fold. Inhale, fingertips come down, around, and up towards the ceiling. You can't see. Exhale, find a forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, find a forward fold. Step the right foot back to a runner's lunge. Keep the left knee directly over the left ankle and pull the right hip forward. And use your low belly to lift your wrists off the ground. Inhale from here. Pull the right heel back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Inhale here in your high plank, heels pull back, crown of the head comes forward. Exhale, knees to the ground, lowering all the way down. Inhale, lift into your baby cobra, floating the hands off the mat. Exhale, hands plant, pull back, downward facing dog. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, release the heels. With an inhale, lift the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, pull the right knee into the chest. Flip the right ankle in between the hands. Find your runner's lunge. Once again, right knee over right ankle. Pull the right hip back, pull the left hip forward. Maybe floating the hands a little bit here, engaging across and through the back leg. One more breath in. Let your collarbones feel like they're pulling forward. Let the shoulder blades pull towards one another. Exhale, step the left foot forward to meet the right, forward fold. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. You're doing it now. You're in yoga class. You woke up, you're here. Inhale. Bring the hands to the shins, lift halfway. Exhale, find a forward fold. With an inhale, let the hands come down, around and up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, fingertips come down, around and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lift. Exhale, plant the hands. This time the left leg pulls back to a runner's lunge. Take a breath here, find your foundation. Pull the right hip back. Nice. And then from here, float the arms up to a lunge. Inhale here, left heel pulls back, left hip pulls forward, hips sink down. One more breath in and out. Bring the hands to cactus arms, goalposts to either side, and then rotate across the body. Left elbow comes forward, right elbow pulls back. Sink down into that right knee. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, plant the hands around the right foot. Step back into a high plank. Inhale in your high plank. Melt the front side of your heart just a little bit. And with an exhale, let's lower to a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way to the mat. 1, inhale, pull it up into your Cobra or baby Cobra. Press the toenails against the ground. Keep the elbows bent. And then pull back to a downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to reach the left leg up and back. Exhale, pull the left knee into the chest, flick the left ankle in between the hands, find your runner's lunge. Adjust as needed, maybe pull the left hip forward, left hip back, right hip forward. Pull the right heel towards the back of the room, back of the mat, and then float the arms up, finding your lunge. Once you're in your lunge, let your exhale sink your hips down. Pull the right heel back, and then exhale, bring the hands wide to goalpost arms, like a cactus. Inhale. Exhale, rotate the right elbow forward, the left elbow back, take the twist. Inhale, sink the hips. Exhale, sink them more. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, frame the left foot with the hand, step the right foot forward, find a forward fold, shaking the head yes, shaking the head no. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, fingertips come down, around and up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Take a round of breath here. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, fingertips come down, around and up. Exhale, fold at the hips. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Step the left foot back to a runner's lunge. Inhale here in your runner's lunge. And then lower the left knee to the ground, coming towards this low lunge Anjaneyasana. With an inhale, pull the right hip back. Square from that central hinge of your body. Let that be strong first, and then lift the torso up. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, bend into the right knee. If your left knee is giving you any trouble, it's okay to double up the mat or to bring a blanket underneath. Inhale here. Open up the heart, let the ribs spread, and then exhale. It's okay to straighten the leg, lift up. So let's take that flow. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, extend the right knee, lift the right toes, sink the hips back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, pull the hips back, pull the heart forward one more time, working with your own breath. As you inhale, you lift. As you exhale, you find new space, you find new grounding. Inhale. Come to this runner's lunge with the knee down. Inhale here. And exhale. Let the hands rest on the thighs. And then bring the hands to the chest. So it's working on the balance. Tuck the left toes underneath. Inhale, lift the left knee off the ground. Take the low lunge. Big breath in and out. Bring the upper left arm across the body to the right thigh. Press palm to palm in front of the heart. Let the crown of the head reach forward. Pull the right hip back. Take a breath in and out. Inhale to rise to center. Exhale to frame the foot with the hands. Step back into a high plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to lift the heart up. Find your Cobra. Press the toenails into the ground. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. See if you can identify any differences in the quality of your right leg and your left leg right now. And with an inhalation, the left leg floats up. The left knee pulls into the heart. As you exhale, flick it in between the hands. Inhale to lower the right knee down. Press the toes to the top of the mat. Let the heart rise. Anjaneyasana. Every inhale, pulling the left hip back, letting the right hip tilt forward ever so slightly. Squaring up this big joint, and then exhaling to sink down. Inhale. Let your heart fill. Exhale, let it sink. Inhale. Exhale, let it sink. Now we come into that flow. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale. Let the fingertips come down. Extend through the left knee. Lift the left toes. Inhale, heart rises. Exhale. Taking this 3 more times on your own breath. See if you can move from a squared hip, a centered and engaged core. What difference does that make to kind of the distance you can travel? I'm coming up on my last one. So after your next exhalation, find yourself back into that Anjaneyasana with the arms overhead. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward, left knee sinks forward, inhaling and exhaling. Bring the hands to heart center. Tuck the right toes underneath, and as you inhale, lift the right knee off the mat. Sink down into the hips. Inhale. Fill the heart. Fill the lungs. Exhale, sink down. Keep driving the back of the right knee back. Keep driving the left hip back, the right hip forward. And then exhale, frame the foot with the hands. Step the right foot forward to meet the left. Forward fold. Shaking the head yes. Shaking the head no. Inhale, lift the hands to the shins, halfway lift. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, fingertips come down, around, and up towards the sky. Exhale, the hands find each other in front of the heart. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Maybe move your hips one way and then the other. When you're on your mat, it's your mat. You can do what your body asks of you, and you ask your body to do things that you're not sure you can do. Fill your body with breath, a thank you, a hope, a reset. And with an inhalation, let the fingertips come down, around, and up. Exhale, hinging at the hips to fall forward. Looking in between your ankles as the forward folds. And then lifting halfway with an inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Step, hop, or jump back to high plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, pull the left hand in towards the center. Bring weight to the outer edge of the left foot and peel the right arm up to the sky. Your choice here, you can keep them stacked. You can bring the right foot in front of the left knee, or you can float the right leg high. Your choice here, morning. Crown of the head reaches forward wherever you are. And then pull in back into a resting high plank, as much as that's not a rest. Take another round of breath here. Bring weight into your fingertips to get weight out of your wrists. And then right hand moves to the center of the mat. Weight moves to the outer edge of the right foot, lifting the left hand high. Big breath in. Floating the left leg high, or placing it in front of the right knee. And then floating the left hand back down, finding yourself in high plank. Inhale. And exhale, lower 3, 2, 1 to the mat. Inhale to lift the heart, toenails press against the ground. Exhale, find yourself in a downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up with an inhalation. As you exhale, pull it into the chest, flick the left ankle in between the hands, set yourself up for warrior 2, bringing the heel of the right foot to the ground, peeling the arms up, sinking down through this front left knee. You should be able to see your big left toe just inside of the left knee. Draw the shoulder blade tips together, let the eyes reach over in between the second and third fingers of the left hand, and then sink your hips on an exhale. Nice. Inhale. Filling the body with breath. Exhale. Sinking. Taking that practice for yourself. Building a rhythm. Bring weight to the outer edge of the right foot. Keep grounding through the left foot. And with an inhalation, let the left hand, the left forearm, come to the left thigh. Reach the right arm forward in front of you, plug it into your shoulder socket, and then let the hand reach forward so that your ankle, knee, and right wrist, your left ankle and knee, and then your right wrist are all in line. Every exhale, don't forget to sink into your hips. Draw the shoulder blades together on the back. Inhale, rise, warrior 2. And then inhale, extend through the left knee. Draw the quadriceps up into the hips. Take the right hip, pull it to the back of the mat. Extend both arms, reach the left arm forward, and then sink down. Left hand finds a spot on the calf, the shin, the ankle, the mat, a block, your dog, whatever you have down there that feels kind of stable. Go ahead. Make the ground come to you. And as your heel here, peel these right ribs up towards the sky. Crown of the head reaches forward. And exhale. Inhale. Rise up. And point both toes to the side of the mat in the same direction. Take a breath here. Actually, take the toes and point them ever so slightly in, just to bring a little extra weight to the backs of your heels. Inhale, let the arms reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Let the hands come underneath the shoulders, and then walk your hands back, keeping the toes and fingers pointing in the same direction. Continue to walk the hands back to lengthen the spine. Make sure to relax the back of your neck. What can you relax in your face? What can you engage a little bit more deeply with in your breath? And then can you use your hands as traction to get your spine a little bit longer, to move the crown of your head a little closer to the ground beneath you. Walking the hands forward. Walk them really forward and reach for a wide-legged downward dog here. Pressing into the fingertips of your pinky fingers and pulling the hips back behind you. walk the hands back. And on your next inhalation, bring the hands to the hips. As you exhale, pull all the way up to standing. Shake out the wrists, wiggle the toes. Point the right toes to the back of the mat. Reset yourself in your warrior two, finding yourself on this side. Bending the right knee, finding the correct distance, taking time to set up the foundation, and then because we're trying to open hips a little bit in this class, look inside the right knee to find the right big toe. Extend the arms long, inhale, and exhale, and we hold. What happens inside your mind when someone tells you you're going to hold a pose? Except I often fight it. What just happens if you breathe into it, and every inhale lets you expand through your upper body, and every exhale lets you sink into the foundation you've built for yourself? How can you build a structure that you can be a little stable in right now? If it doesn't feel stable, then what are the characteristics of shaking? What does that feel like? In terms of just anatomy, the shaking is use, it's growth, it's good for you. So bring the right elbow in, place the right forearm on the right thigh, bring the left arm in front of you, pull the arm into the shoulder socket, and let the left wrist, the right knee, and the right ankle all be in line with another. Resist the temptation to sink into this right shoulder. Instead, pull the shoulder blades together on the back. Inhale. And exhale. Sink into the right knee. Maybe reaching down, but probably just keeping yourself here. Left arm reaches behind you, right arm reaches forward. Reach back up. Prepping for your triangle pose, take the left hip, pull it behind you to the front of your mat. Tip the right arm to the back of your mat, and then hinge yourself forward. Inhale here in Trikonasana, triangle pose. Can you imagine building a straight line, a single rod of energy from your lowered right wrist all the way through your heart up to your lifted left wrist? Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, breaking through the heart. And exhale. Inhale, tilt yourself up. Exhale, point the toes towards the center. Let your hands come to your hips. Release your shoulders through a couple shoulder rolls. And set yourself up for a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale here. Exhale, hips pull back, heart pulls forward, crown of the head reaches down. Hands find purchase underneath the shoulders. Walk the right hand directly below the face. Extend through the right elbow and peel over to the left. Can you pull your hips back so that they're squared? It's almost always a little tricky for me. My body wants to accommodate by pulling further to the left right now. So pulling the right hip over to the right is crucial. Exhale, bring the left hand to the ground. Bring the right arm up and over. And again, what can you do to ensure that the hips don't accommodate you too much? That you keep a little structural balance here. Inhale. And exhale. Floating the right hand down, floating the left hand down. Walking the fingertips back in line so that the toenails and the fingernails are in line. Traction the crown of your head back down. Breathing in, breathing out. One more round of breath. And exhale. Walk the hands forward. As you exhale, place your hands on your hips, flat back. Inhale, hinge all the way up to standing. And exhale, heel toe your feet so that your toes are a little bit wider than your knees. From here, we're sinking down into goddess pose. Exhale, let the knees come wide. Let the hips sink back. I apologize. I think my neighbors have started some yard repair. Inhale here. Exhale, sink down. It's always a danger. Inhale. And exhale. Hopefully it's not too distracting. Sinking the hips down, lifting the arms wide. Inhale. And exhale. Rise with the next inhalation. And then exhale, walk to the front of your mat. Let the big toes touch. And with an inhalation, let the fingertips come down, around, and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, find a forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to find a forward fold. Plant the hands, step the right foot back, find a runner's lunge. Inhale here in your runner's lunge. Exhale, heel toe your feet wider than your hands. So your left foot walks out wide and your left toes point to 10 or 11 o'clock. Inhale here. And with an exhale, you can lower the right knee down or keep it lifted. Either way, you begin to walk your hands forward. You begin to walk your elbows onto the ground. And instead of letting your heart pull up, resist that urge. Pull the heart forward. Nice. It's a low lunge. This can be a lot of work, but it's an enormous hip opener. So the brighter your heart gets, the more you pull forward, the more you can sink into your left hip. One more big inhale here. And exhale. Inhale to walk the hands back. And exhale, plant the right hand in front of the heart. Take the left fingers and place them on the thigh, on the meat of the thigh, fingers pointing down. Extend through the left arm. Let the heart rotate over to the left. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale. Walk the left foot in ever so slightly. Reach the right heel up and back. Reach the left leg up and back. Inhaling here. And with an exhalation, bend the left knee. Bring yourself into pigeon pose. Take the left leg. Bring it wider. Bring the left knee wider than the left ankle. Sorry, the left knee wider than the left wrist. And slowly walk yourself down. You can keep the right toes tucked or pointed behind you. Your practice, your choice, but you begin to walk your arms down and perhaps all the way forward in your pigeon pose. In your pigeon pose, I invite you to energetically pull your knees together towards one another, inhaling here. And with that sense of engagement, maybe you can wiggle your right knee a little bit further back. Maybe you can loosen your heart a little bit more towards the ground. Loosen your hips, waking them up here in pigeon. Taking a big inhale in through your nose. And exhale. What can you let go of right now? Where are you storing tension? Skin in your face, your fingers, your hips, your toes. And inhale. Walk your hands back. Let your hands be under your shoulders. And I'll show you where we're going to go before we go there. So we're coming into rock star. I'd like you, once we're ready, lift your right knee off the mat, lift the left knee off the mat, extend back to a three-legged dog, and then keep extending this left ankle towards the ground, lifting the hip up. So that's where we're going, but I'll walk you through it together. So from your pigeon, lift the right knee up, pull the right heel back, press into your hands to float the left foot and joint off the ground. Extend, sinking through the right heel, extend the left leg up and back. Bend the left knee, let the ankle feel bent, and then press into the right hand. You fall down, you extend the right knee long, pressing into the left knee. Keep the left knee bent. One more breath in and out. Peel yourself back, find your three-legged dog, find your downward facing dog. Take a little stroll, a little bicycling out of the legs. Still warming up the hips, Still engaging through those big joints. Lift the right leg up and back with an inhale. Exhale. Bring the right knee wider than the right wrist. And then let the left knee float to the ground. Inhale. Energetically this time at the start, see if you can remember to pull your knees towards one another to kind of engage through that core. And then use that hinge to hinge yourself forward and down. Working with your breath, releasing any point of tension in your body. I usually find myself with my hands clenched or my face clenched or my ankle clenched. So maybe working in from the extremities of your face, from your nose, release from the nose outwards and let it kind of cascade across your face like a pebble in a pool, just releasing that tension. And then from the fingertips, releasing, letting go of one thing with every exhale. From your ankles and toes, letting that cascade up. Using your breath as a tool for release. Using your breath to build your own awareness. Inhale here. As you exhale, pressing the hands into the ground, walking them underneath the shoulders, pulling back through the left knee. Lift the right knee off the mat, moving towards rock star if you want, extending that right leg long, tilting the hip towards the ground first, inhaling long, bending the right knee, pressing into the left hand, letting the right foot come to the ground, extending up and back. Left leg long, right knee bent. One more breath here, and then exhale. Extend through the right leg, tilt down to the ground, bicycling out your legs. Let the knees come forward, let the hips sink back, let the tops of the toes touch the ground. Find yourself in child's pose. Send breath into the belly. Send the back up to the sky with every breath in. Let the shoulders release. Let the fingers release. Child's pose. From child's pose, rock your hips forward. And then find yourself in a comfortable seated position, taking some twists and some hip openers here at the end of class. We're winding down, but we still have some big work to do. So get ready. This is called Fire Log Pose. I should preface this by saying I have notoriously tight hips for a yoga teacher, so I often need blocks, and so I'm going to use, if you don't have a block handy, grab a book. For me, I'm going to grab a literal piece of fire log and place it as a block. So I might get a splinter, but it's all for a good cause. So in fire log pose, you want to stack your shins on top of each other with the top ankle over and beyond the bottom knee. So first bring your left shin parallel to the top of the mat, flex the right ankle, and place the right ankle over the left knee. Kind of compresses it down. If you're like me, you have a lot of space here right now. Great time to use your block. Great time to just breathe into it. So you're not going for lotus pose where you let the heel kind of nestle inside the thigh of the bottom leg. Instead, you're working with your breath, taking a little bit deeper. So hands can come gentle, or if you need a little bit more help like I do, you bring your fingertips to the ground and you extend and press through to kind of get a little bit more stability and presence under your right sit bones. Inhale here. Exhale, really feel it. Relax the muscles of your face. Breathe all the way through your chest. Setting us up for cow face pose. Remove your block or your stick of wood. And then work this bottom ankle outside of the right hip, so your left ankle wider than your right hip, and then stacking the left knee below the right, stacking the right knee on top of the left. Inhale here in cow face pose. And then exhale, let's take the arms, wrapping them around the body. Take a breath in and out. If you'd like to up level, you can come to eagle arms here. Lifting the arms away from the knees with an inhale, pulling the wrists away from the face with an exhale. And then wherever you are, see if you can tilt forward a little bit. What can you surrender to? And can you keep your sit bones grounded as you do that surrender? Take a breath. A breath of thanks for this body, a breath of thanks for this day. Surrendering yourself to any feelings that you do have. Unwinding. Letting the arms come wide as you sit back up. Releasing the wrists. Unwinding your legs. And taking fire log pose on the other side. So again, the shin of now the right leg is going to be parallel to the top of your mat. And then bring the left ankle on top of the right. Y'all, I am so tight right now. So you just have to work from where you are. And let your fingertips come either side of your hips. And breathe into those kind of tight spots, those tense spots. Releasing the muscles of your face as one clue to your body that it's okay to relax into this. So anytime there's a yoga teacher telling you to relax your fingertips, your ankles, your wrists, some extremity, what you're being asked to do and what you're asking your body to do is to mellow into wherever it is that you are. To not use the tension that's unproductive in other parts of your body to block you from kind of working with what you have in that moment and where you're asking your body to go. And the breath is just such a good metronome and tool to get there. As is your own body weight. Good Lord. Take your block away and then let the right knee come to the ground. Let the left knee stack over it. Cow face pose. Keep working into that left sit bone. And this time, take the left arm underneath the right. In cow face pose. Sorry, right arm underneath the left. Felt a little funny. Take a breath in and out. Wrap the elbows. Wrap the forearms if you did so on the other side, lifting. Up. And then wherever you are, tilt forward, finding a moment of surrender. Finding a moment of gratitude. Inhale to lift up, unwind, exhale to extend your body long. We're about to close class, and this morning I'd like you to close class in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining bound ankle pose. We'll start in seated Baddha Konasana. So bring your toes towards the front of the mat if they're not there already. Press the soles of your feet together. Let the knees come wide. Let your hands come to either side of your hips. Fingertips to the ground, heart gets bright, knees come wide. Traction your feet against one another to broaden through the heart. Inhale here. And then exhale. Let your body sink back towards the mat. Work your hips in towards your heels. Letting your body sink down. Place one hand over your heart, one hand over your belly. your torso with breath. And with every exhalation, let go of something in your low body. Starting with the hips. Sending your inhalations in towards that big joint. Exhaling. Let your body release. Send breath down the legs, your thighs, your hamstrings, your ligaments in there. As you exhale, release. Send breath into your knees, really delicate joints. And as you exhale, release. This time, as you inhale, paying attention to your ankles, the outer muscles of your feet, and the tips of your toes. Send breath all the way down there, fire them up. Exhale. Remove your awareness. Release. Letting this be your Shavasana, your closing practice for today. A practice of slowly just becoming a little bit more open. Letting gravity open your own hips. Feeling the support of the ground beneath you. Feeling your hands move up every time you breathe. Staying here for 10 breaths, 20 breaths, 30 breaths. And then closing your knees together, rolling over on one side, taking a breath there, and pushing yourself up to seated to close your practice. It's been a real joy practicing with you today. Thank you. Take care of yourselves.